Tesla just changed full self-driving in a way that could make them legally liable. And the reason Tesla did this is because they believe it's now good enough that they can do this and take a risk. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Boris Johnson, the former Prime Minister of the UK, or President, as you guys call them in the United States, he's actually gone for a drive in a Tesla vehicle with full self-driving. Now, I should point out that the Tesla vehicle he drove with full self-driving doesn't have Tesla's latest version 12.4 update, which does not make you nag, or does not nag the steering wheel to make sure you're doing the right thing. Anyhow, Boris Johnson. Boris, he seems like a good guy. He seems very different to a lot of other politicians, a bit more down to earth, a bit more honest. But I'm sure there's some detractors as well out there. Let me know what you think in the comments of what I just said. Is it true, or am I making that up? Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has called driverless cars the future following a long test drive of Tesla's full self-driving with his wife and child through the busy streets of Los Angeles, California. And this does remind me, guys, of a video I just did recently after I spotted a video. I think it was one of the channel viewers showed it to me from Holmar's blog. He didn't take the video, but someone else took it and they posted it on his channel. And I spotted this and I went, hang on a minute. What happened was a Tesla vehicle was driving using full self-driving. And after 20 minutes, there was no interventions in this Tesla vehicle. A Mercedes-Benz vehicle was following the Tesla vehicle because it has to follow a car for its autonomous driving system to work. If it can't follow another car, it doesn't work. What happened was this Mercedes-Benz vehicle, I watched the video for 10 and a half minutes. I'll never get that time back. But anyway, I watched that video 44 times. The Mercedes-Benz had to be intervened. The driver had to take over because it was trying to drive them off the road 44 times. And this was not a complex street in any way, shape or form. The Tesla vehicle had no interventions whatsoever. Now, the intriguing part here is Consumer Reports said Tesla's full self-driving system is not as good as the Mercedes version, which had 44 interventions. They gave it a 10 out of 10. Now, if that's 10 out of 10, then holy hell. I mean, crazy. Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson was really surprised, though, when he used Tesla full self-driving in the United States recently. In a column written for the Daily Mail, Johnson recounted his experience from the full self-driving test drive, saying it lasted over 45 minutes, included his family members and a Tesla employee. The outlet also shared the clip of him talking about the experience in which Johnson said he believes driverless cars are the future. Now, he never believed before this would have been possible. Now he does. And you know what? Kudos to you, Boris. Kind of cool that you come out and say this stuff. I totally agree with you. He says this, I'm sitting at the wheel but not touching it. And though my feet are near the pedals, I'm not using them. And oh my word, the steering wheel is turning itself. He said twiddling itself, but anyway. It's eerie at first, like watching a ghost depress the keys of a piano. Now it's indicating, giving way, floating across the traffic with all the delicacy and tact of a living chauffeur. Depends on the chauffeur, I should say, but anyway. It's so human. I gasp. So smooth. Now, Tesla didn't pay him to say this stuff, so it's kind of cool that he did this. He shared other details as well, including concerns about if things would go wrong, especially at some of the more complex intersections. He says a 5-way intersection in the middle of Beverly Hills at which the car easily turned left allowed him to relax. So he thought it was going to have problems because of a 5-way intersection, but it didn't have any issues. And anyway, he was able to chill out after that. Now, I feel the same way as you, Boris. Well, I did years ago in my first drive in a Tesla vehicle with this turned on. I was like, well, I was a little bit freaked out by it, like you were, Boris. And then I realized it's pretty good. Now, I'm sure it's much better now than when I used it, though, first a few years ago. During the entire drive, which lasted 45 minutes, in fact, more than that, Johnson says there was only one moment of mild confusion in which the vehicle didn't understand a pedestrian trying to wave the car forward, though the Tesla worker noted that it would be able to recognize hand gestures soon. And isn't this intriguing, guys? Hand gesture, someone waving the Tesla car forward. Now, I have to say, guys, this exact thing happened to me today. I was driving down a little street here near where I live, and there was a pedestrian crossing. I started braking because someone was about to walk across. Now this guy has waved at me to tell me not to stop and to keep going. And I got to admit, I was confused. I was like, did he tell me to go or is he telling me to stop? And I had to think, and it took me a few seconds to work out that he wasn't telling me to stop. He was telling me to keep driving. That's unusual. So for a vehicle, I can't have to work this out. That's going to be complicated. Is someone waving you to go? Because it's only a very minute difference between waving and freaking out, saying stop, or waving to say go. So apparently Tesla vehicles will be able to figure that out pretty soon. That'll be interesting to see how that goes, actually. This car is incredible, said Boris, but it's the worst it's ever going to be. And it's getting exponentially better. Interesting to hear him say the word exponentially. The news comes before Tesla will unveil their robotaxi platform on the 8th of August, and after Tesla has been going pretty hard on getting full self-driving going in China. Now, Johnson said this: everyone will be doing it, reading a book, playing cards, or just sleeping at the wheel of vehicles moving under their own volition, faster, more quietly, with less pollution and more safely. That's one of the best comments I've heard any head of state make in years. Boris, kudos to you, my friend. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.